Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tamiya Nissan Z build, and we are on step number 9 where we actually get to flip it over and work on the other side of the chassis. We have finished the underside of the chassis, so now we get to move on to more of the interior and some of the shocks and some of the other small areas that I guess you'll see somehow. It's a curbside kit, so there's no opening hood. So I'm trying to understand why we have these parts other than seeing them through the bottom, but not for me to ask questions. So we are going to get going on this step. So it says that we are going to need parts A24, A23, D12, 2 of those, and then D9, 2 of those. And it shows semi-gloss black and gloss black as being the shocks, which ought to be pretty easy. Paint everything semi-gloss black, and then come back, mask off, and shoot gloss black. Then those will be done. The pieces up front, A24 and A23, are semi-gloss black, LP5 instead of X18, which it's called. And then LP36, which I believe is a aluminum. No, it's a dark ghost gray. So it's the same color that we painted the under chassis work here. So I'm going to cut out some parts, and I will be right back. All right, so on the A sprue, we are going to grab, it'd help if I was on the right page, A24 and A23. So A24 and A23 are these little parts right here. Okay, so we will keep them separated so we can kind of figure out. One says A23 and one says A24, and I don't know why. They look like they're the same part, but just on different sides. So you think they'd be a mirror image, but so what we'll do is we'll just put, since this is going to go down, and since this is, we'll put a little mark, we'll carve a little 4 in, because you're not going to see this part once the car's all done. So I'm just going to put a little 4 on there. So that way I keep them, just in case there's a difference and I don't want to spend later trying to figure out which one was 23 and which one was 24. And like I said, it doesn't have a hood that opens, so the odds, you shouldn't be able to see that 4 anywhere that I just put on there. Okay, so there is 23 and 24. And then it also says that we need D9 and D12, which is, those are easy to keep separated. They're different sizes, so we're good there. One. There is A12 and A9. Okay, put those back in the box and look at cleaning these up. There's a knot on top, so we got to make sure we don't cut that off. Still want to clean up the part that I did have. And then there is also a notch on top of here also. So I may have cut too much of that off. I hope not. In the bottom of these, I think this goes. I think you cut out that center section because it looks like it sets down in a little recess of that bar down inside your chassis. So I'm gonna cut that out. Well, I'm gonna try, but I just cut off the wrong part. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's accurate or not. It shows, like I said, it shows that coming out of there. Interesting part is all I'm going to say about that. I don't know why they made a connection point that could be so fragile that it's going to break the part as you cut it. Usually Tamiya doesn't have that kind of craziness. Just going to clean up that part. That part's cleaned up. Good to go. It's crazy how small these steps are. Some of them, when you've got, literally 4 pieces. Goes quick, of course, because we're almost ready to start on the interior, and I'm kind of excited about that because in the research that I've done, I've noticed there is it's color coordinated. Some of the interiors has yellow piping around the seats to go with the yellow exterior and things like that. So I think that's kind of cool. All right, so we are going to get these pieces painted. The underside of these pieces, so here has got to be that dark ghost gray, which is LP36. So we'll shoot those, and then we'll come back, and the top has to be semi-gloss black, as well as all of these have to be semi-gloss black, and then half of them have to be gloss black. So we'll go shoot the gray and then the black, and I will be back. All right. Back with some painted parts, as you can see. All right, back with some painted parts, and I had to reach out to my friend Mark over at HobbyNut Models today, as I'm out of LP1, which is gloss black, so I have to use X1, which is their acrylic line, but still good paint. But so I'm going to paint the top halves of these shocks. We have the insides of the fender wells painted semi-gloss black on one side and the dark gray on the underside. So we have both of those pieces done. We have the rear shocks or struts, whatever, that are supposed to be LP5 semi-gloss black. And we have these done semi-gloss black as well, with what we're about to do with the gloss black. And then we will get them all glued up. It's going to be kind of weird. Like I said, it's a short process for this step, because there's no real weathering, or I mean not weathering, but like panel wash or anything like that. So it's literally just going to be paint and careful painting, and then gluing it all together. So I'm just gonna, I know it doesn't call for the inside, but I'm gonna do the shaft on the inside. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that as semi-gloss black. So I'm just gonna get the spring part itself as gloss black. So that way it looks like it's supposed to, I think. Again, most of the stuff's just my opinion. But logically, I think, okay, if there's a shaft going up the middle, then maybe that should be the same color as the shaft coming down to the bottom. Sure, it's hard to paint things that are black on black. All right, so that one is done. So we are going to try to grab the bottom of it. Okay. Set it over there for a minute, and we'll try to do this one the same way. Okay, we are back with the assembly phase of part 9. So we are going to grab A24, and that is on this side right here. So we look for the one that we marked up, and that's not it. And this one, which is it? All right, so we are going to adjust so I'm comfortable. Get rid of the sticky stuff. All right, so we are doing A24, which is this one here. Let me double check. There's model 4 on it. So I'm going to put some glue just along the edges of here and of here, down there, up there, and maybe just on the tops of these. And we're going to take this, flip it upside down. Oh, okay, I get it now. I'm looking for a join on the other side, but it's actually this little part here that fits down in that little edge. So that way when you turn it over, you have that now filled in up by the wheel. So let's do the other side. Get some in here, there, and there. And we're going to take you, slide you down in place, give it a little press, and boom, that is there. Now, while we still have the front shocks drying, we are going to grab our rear shocks, and one is there, and one is there. So now we are going to, I guess it has to do with the alignment part, but it shows that these little posts on top, the little dots, the little knobs, whatever you want to call them, they go to the inside of the chassis. So that is our little knob area there. And it goes to the inside of the chassis. And it goes down in that hole, so we're just gonna push. And we're gonna look down here and see where it went, and it's connected to there. So it's connected everywhere it's supposed to. So we're gonna run a little bit of glue down in there. And then right where it connects to the post, I'm gonna get another dab of glue in there. Right here on the directions, it'll show you better than I could show you. It goes down right on that rod that comes off behind the brake, and it just sits right down on there. Kinda, I don't know if you can see that in here. Right there. So just give this a good little tap. Make sure it's down in there. And it is. And I'm so bad that bugs me that that's gray. So once it's dry, I'm going to come back in and just touch that up semi-gloss black. I'm also going to come up here and touch up some of this overspray. I know it'll never be seen. I'm aware of that, but it still kills me that it's there. I don't know. I'm just weird. Ask too many people and they'll tell you the same thing, that I'm weird. So again, the flat spot to the flat spot. All right, those are in and complete. I'm gonna push down, just making sure it's smooth and flat. Now we're gonna go with these nice little shocks. Again, it shows the same thing, these little marks to the inside. And these go down into a hole. All right, so there is a hole way down there. So it's almost like just making sure it goes into that hole. All right. It took a lot more to get that down in there than I thought it would. It's still not lining up perfectly, and I don't know why. All right, back for the other side. That one took a while to get that in for some reason. It's just, it looks like it's heading right down into the hole. Once you locate the hole and trying to get it to drop, you have to find it in the right light and try to move it at the same time as trying to line it up to go into the hole. And then once you get it in there, you've got to hold it with your thumb. Get a dab of glue in there. Turn your brakes, or your brakes, geez. Turn your wheels. And that allows you to get access to the hole and to the end of the shock to go in there. And turn your brakes back. Then come in here to trim the top, let it seep down inside there. It's a good thing you can't see all this, because it sure makes a mess on the top of these shocks. But everything is solid. So going to go in there and I'm going to touch up, paint everything that I missed. But that is your step 9 complete. And now we are ready for the fun parts to begin. Not that this wasn't fun, because I do think this was fun, and I really am happy with the way it turned out. But the fact that we're now going to move on to the interior and painting and adding some yellow striping to seats and interior pieces and our dashes. I mean, we really only have, gosh, 10 more steps until the interior is finished and we're working on the body. And then we're not too far from having this done. My goal is to have it done by the Roscoe Turner show up in Indiana so I can compete with it there. So that and the Ducati build that I'm working on for my other video, I hope to have both of these at Roscoe Turner. I haven't been to that show since 2021. I missed last year, but it was a really good show, so I'm looking forward to it. I will see you guys the next time for step number 10. And as always, thank you for subscribing. If you like the video, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. Have a great night.